Toledo Live is brought to you by the generous donors of WLMB-TV 40. We are grateful for every gift that helps support this show's ministry.
Welcome to Toledo Live. Today is Tuesday, November 21st, and I'm super excited. We have in the house with us Aaron Dar, Senior Vice President of Production here at WLMB. Welcome. You're sitting in for Jamie.
Yeah, I'm sitting in for Jamie today while he is celebrating his in-laws' 70th anniversary. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm glad to be here. Glad to be a part of Toledo Live today.
All right, well, we have an exciting show, and so we have Pastor Perry from United Vision Baptist Church.
Yes.
He's in the house. He's one of our co-hosts during Share-a-thon.
Yes.
So we're going to hear his heart for ministry, his family,
Absolutely.
and much more.
And he always brings a lot of energy and fun, so you will not want to miss that.
That's right. Plus, we will have information on the 5 to 35 channel switch.
Yep, we'll be bringing that up to you. And we're going to be talking a little bit of Thanksgiving and football, and so you don't want to miss out on that. This is going to be some pretty good stuff.
That's right. Feedbacks, events, and more coming your way.
And now, join us for Toledo Live.
All right, we are in for a treat today. It's going to be a fun show, but hey, let's talk about Thanksgiving to kick it off.
Yeah, it's coming up. Are you doing some travel plans?
Well, it's going to be at my house on Thursday,
Okay,
so I
so
won't
you're
be going
hosting.
very far. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And how about you?
Yeah, I'm traveling. We always go to my wife's family and celebrate there. So we're looking forward to that. And the weather looks like it's going to be beautiful too.
Sunshine?
Yeah, 50 degrees sunshine. So we're happy about that. There's no snow right now in the forecast, so that's good.
Praise the Lord. Yes, I want that to hold off very, very much so. Well, do you guys have some family traditions, you and Jesse and the kids?
Well, we do typically. Now this year is a little different. We had some things come up, so we didn't do this. But in years past, especially with our younger kids, we started doing what we call like our Thanksgiving chain. So we would take construction paper of all the fall colors basically, and you cut the strips of those, and then we put a magic marker on the table and write the things that we're thankful for on that, and then we would add it to a chain, and we'd run that chain around the dining room and beyond. And it was a cool thing for the kids to get to see what they're thankful for. You get to see what the kids are thankful for. They would start coming up with things, big to small.
It's a great way to decorate the house.
It was a great way to decorate the house.
Very good thinking, Jesse.
yeah, that's all Jesse. I didn't have anything to do with it, but it was a great concept and a lot of fun.
All right. Well, my family traditions, basically just getting together, having a great time, playing some games, eating way too much food.
Yes. Yes.
So, the typical Thanksgiving here in America. Well, so what else is happening around Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't know. We've got Black Friday that's coming up as well. We also have Cyber Monday, and then there'll be Giving Tuesday, which we are hoping people will help us out at the ministry during that time.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about more ways people can give a little bit later. But I know something that you anticipate that I don't necessarily anticipate.
Yeah, so there's something, Virginia. So when it comes to competitions and things, right, Virginia? Now, tell me, what are you good at with sports? Like, what do you know?
Okay, so you're saying I'm a little competitive.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If
Okay,
you know Virginia at all.
I will admit it,
Yeah.
yes. Well, I enjoy volleyball, ping pong, pickleball. That's all, the newest craze. So I play that every week. And, cornhole, anything, hand-eye coordination.
But tell us about football.
Football, well, I guess I'm just not that
Right.
all-American football, not my cup of tea, but
Right.
I know you love it. So we're going to talk a little bit of football today.
Oh, we did. Okay. So we did talk about wanting to mention so that when you go to your holiday gathering, and if you're like Virginia, and you're thinking, I don't know anything about football, but people will be talking about. Obviously, we have the Ohio State-Michigan game coming up this Saturday.
Woo-hoo, go Buckeyes! See, I know who to root for.
Right? I'm for that too. So we probably just lost some viewers, but at the same time, we're in good company here. So, but also, this is kind of unusual time right now in football for this area because we have the Cleveland Browns and we have the Detroit Lions, both with very good winning records, and it's unusual. In fact, the last time that 10 games into the season the Browns and the Lions both had 7 wins or more together was in 1969. So we've had a dry spell.
Just a few years ago.
My entire life, back in that era.
When we're landing on the moon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's how far back you got to go. And the Jets were like defending Super Bowl champions back then, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, so here we are. So the Browns are looking really good this year. We've got the Detroit Lions looking really good this year.
So what are their records?
Well, the Lions are at 8-2. The Browns are at 7-3 right now. Okay. And now my coworker is a Lions fan. I'm a Browns fan, and we would always joke back then that if we ever see the Browns and the Lions in a Super Bowl together, we know that the end times may be near. And this is the first time I'm like, whoa, it could be. You know?
So then you're cheering on the Browns.
I am cheering on the Browns.
Okay, so
yeah.
Growing up, my dad always liked the Detroit Lions, so
Right.
I've always said, go Lions.
Yeah.
Go Detroit.
And I'm for Detroit too in the NFC. I would love to see a Browns-Lions Super Bowl. That'd be great. It'd be great for this area. So anyway, so that's a little bit of football knowledge for you. And then, of course, Ohio State, Michigan coming up, and Ohio State's lost the last couple of years. So they need to make up some ground this year.
This is their year.
This is their year, and they've had some things going on with Michigan, the sign stealing saga, which we won't get into here, but yeah, there's a lot going on there, and yeah, so they'll be without their head coach this game at Michigan, so we'll see how things go. Ohio State or Michigan.
Go Buckeyes.
We'll see. I'm all for the Buckeyes.
All right. Well, in other news, the Kendrick brothers, they've just
Yes.
announced a new movie coming up.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's very, I've seen this first look promo that they call it, they just released, and we want to let you guys see it as well.
Before we look at it, we want to let people know what are some of the movies that they've produced.
Yeah, War Room, Fireproof,
Courageous.
Facing the Giants, Courageous, Overcomer, and then their latest one was about the adoption, Life Mark.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so it's cool to see they're continuing to produce stuff.
Woohoo!
And we're excited
I love
to
their
see it.
movies. Always have a great message. So we are going to be talking to Pastor Perry Harris of United Vision Baptist Church when we come back after looking at this quick promo about The Forge.
What's your name?
Isaiah.
I want to ask you a few questions. What kind of man do you want to be? And what do you want people to think when they see you coming? So let me be blunt. A big part of becoming a man is showing up. Can you do that, Isaiah?
No, you devote your heart to following the Lord, no matter what the cost.
He hasn't had a good man in the home to be a role model. No matter how much I do, it's hard for a woman to call out the man in her son.
Isaiah, welcome to the Forge.
We'll be watching more for The Forge, but right now it's time for a great interview. I am super excited. Aaron, are you excited?
I'm excited. Pastor Perry's here.
All right, Pastor Perry from United Vision Church in Toledo. Welcome, Pastor Perry.
Absolutely. Hey, what's going on? How are you all doing?
We're doing great.
Good.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you so much. Same to you all. This is the season of thanks, and so I'm super, super, super excited. Look forward to this season all the time, not just for the food, but because it causes us all to be thankful and reflective and take the moment to honor God for what he has done for us throughout the whole year. So it's a super, super exciting time of the year.
Well, I would imagine something you're very thankful for is your family.
Oh, I love those people.
Yes,
I love those people.
And so, you know, we see you every Share-a-thon now, and you are just, you know, you're awesome. We are just so blessed to have you be a part of this ministry. And so we just thought, what a great opportunity for the viewers to get to know you and your family, your church, a little bit deeper today.
Sweet.
So tell us about your family.
All right, family. So I've been married to the absolutely amazingly beautiful Lady Brooklyn, who is the First Lady of the United Vision Church. We've been married for 12 years, and we have an amazingly beautiful family. My oldest son, Scotty, is 20. My oldest daughter, Satoria, is a junior at Central Catholic. And then Peyton and Paige are the younger two. Peyton is in the 2nd grade at Emmanuel Christian, and Paige is in the kindergarten at Emmanuel Christian. And I love them. Like our family is absolutely phenomenal. Our house is just nonstop craziness all the time. I sent some very nice professional pictures of our family because those are the pictures that we send out to people all the time. But the reality is our family really looks more like something like this. I think I sent you another picture that really depicts the true definition of that's it. That's us in our truest form.
There we go.
Where we just really, again, there's so many age demographics there and so many different personalities. And so that's the true Harris family, but they are a great blessing. I've been blessed, I've been favored. My wife had our older 2 children before we got married. And so oftentimes, you know, step parents and all that kind of stuff is kind of questionable and iffy, but I'm so thankful to God. Like they are not my stepchildren, they are mine. And they treat me like I'm dad. I treat them like they're my children. And it's a great blessing to have both of them. And then when my wife and I were able to have 2 of our own together, they just kind of jumped right in there. And so, like I said, it's an amazing time, family. I love family.
We can definitely see the unity in your family just in those photos because you all are dressed to the nines.
I mean, you know, we try to keep up somewhat. We try to coordinate those things occasionally.
Yeah.
The kids, especially as they're getting older, are like, again with the colors. Why are we still doing this? But it may be a little bit more of a dad thing than them thing. But as you see, when you put it together, it all looks so nice.
It does.
Why would you do anything other than that?
Yeah.
So, but yes, they are a great group. And again, huge shout out to my mom, my dad, and my wife's mom, who are all hands on deck with our family. And so they are extremely helpful to us. As you all know, I'm working in the school system. I'm working at the church. And so schedules are kind of crazy, but they're always so willing to jump in and help and throw their hands in. So definitely have to shout out my parents and my mother-in-law while we're talking about family, because our family would not be complete without their hands in what we do. So I'm super thankful for family.
Yeah, that's a great supporting cast there. Your family,
Absolutely.
as you're here, and you're on the forefront as a pastor doing lots of ministry. Now, you guys just also celebrated 13 years at the church. So tell us a little bit about that.
So United Vision Baptist Church is a church that I pastor. I've been a part of the church since its birth, some 13 years ago. Prior to being the pastor, I was the assistant pastor and the minister of music. But 7 years ago, matter of fact, 7 years ago this Sunday, our pastor, our founding pastor, stepped aside, and God allowed me to step into the position of pastor. And it has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. Pastoring was never something I really wanted to do. I mean, I was okay with it, but it wasn't something I was chomping at the bit to do because I was always been a big music guy. So our choir, our music ministry was always my thing. And so when that time came and the door opened, it opened up in such a way that I knew it was a God thing. Yeah. I knew that there was no other body doing this except for God. And so starting the first Sunday in December, I think it was 2017 maybe, we took on the reins as pastor in the church, and just trusting God with that has been absolutely remarkable. Just to see how God has grown me as a person, and then grown our church numerically and spiritually and financially and always. And I look back over the past 7 years, and I have to really, again, during the season of thanks, tell God thank you so much, because I would have never chosen this for me. But I would have never, at this point, I would never trade it for a moment. Because it has been absolutely amazing.
And it's amazing to see how God uses people all throughout history. You think, well, I'm just a normal person, Lord. You can't, you know, don't use me, right?
Absolutely.
You know, you see that
Absolutely.
with Gideon and Moses, and, you know, there's always some excuse.
I gave the same excuses,
Yep,
a whole
yep.
bunch of them. Well, if I'm the pastor, who's going to take care of the choir? What am I going
Right.
to do about this? I got a new family.
Yeah.
And again, we all do that because, again, when we realize how inadequate we really are, how undeserving we really are, it makes it easier for us to give those excuses. But I've learned through the last 7 years that God does not always call the qualified, but he always qualifies who he calls. And so
Right.
I understand that Perry in and of itself is bound to make thousands of mistakes, but with his help, with his guidance, he has definitely done it. And like I said, United Vision is in a great place. I pastor some of the most amazing people that I think God has ever created. Our church on the north end of Toledo is doing amazing work in relationship to that community. We do a yearly school supply, book bag, haircut, back to school bash over at Wilson Park.
Nice.
And it's just a great opportunity for us to do ministry. And I'm so thankful for what the Lord is doing at United Vision. And again, we want to be that church that everyone is welcome. Like we don't want to have any boxes that we put people in or whatever that may be. We want whoever wants to come, let's worship and let's praise God together.
Well, I know somebody who did come recently.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jamie showed up for your 13th anniversary
Yes.
event,
Yeah.
and he was super excited and was just blown away, just said how awesome it was.
And I was equally blown away. I was standing in the pulpit when he walked in the door, and I was like, and we're so grateful to have Dr. James Schmitz. It was a great blessing to have him there fellowshipping with us. Again, just to have him, I know how busy and crazy his schedule is, but for him to take time to celebrate our 13th year anniversary was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I'm grateful for him.
So what else does your church have coming up?
So glad you asked. I told you how much I enjoy being in our music ministry. And so while I am the full-time pastor, I am also the full-time minister of music. And next Sunday, our church choir will be in concert at 6 p.m. over at the church. Everyone is invited. You are invited to come and join us. Our concert is next Sunday, December the 3rd at 6 p.m. Doors open at 5 o'clock. Come on in. Our choir, I think we're doing maybe 10 songs or so, but we've been rehearsing for months, preparing for this, and we're super excited about it. We haven't had a concert at our church in probably 3 or 4 years because of COVID jumped in there. We try to do every other year, but then that year was a COVID year, so we've been off a little bit, but I'm super excited about it. Our music ministry works so very hard every Sunday to kind of usher us into the presence of God, which kind of sets the ground for when it's my time to do some preaching. And our music ministry and our teaching and preaching go hand in hand. And so I'm super excited to give our music ministry the opportunity to share on a larger scale with folks who may not be able to come to our church on Sunday mornings or whatever that may be, the music ministry that they have and the gifts that God has given them. So if you're not busy, next Sunday, 6 o'clock, our church address is 821 East Manhattan Boulevard on the north end of Toledo. When you get there, tell them Pastor Perry invited you and tell them to get you the best seat they can find for you.
Now, are you going to be singing it all too, or is this...
I'm not singing this time,
Okay,
but I'm doing all the directing.
All right.
So I'll be directing all of our songs and kind of keeping everything in time. Singing is not really my forte. If I have to, I will, but I would much rather let those people who are really good at it do it.
Yes.
And so we're so blessed at United Vision to have some amazing vocalists who you will hear if you're there next Sunday.
All right.
Now, Share-a-thon's coming up. You are one of our co-hosts.
Absolutely.
And so, what message do you want to give people out there to encourage them to tune in for the Share-a-thon?
Listen, Share-a-thon starts, I believe, December the 5th. Is it
December
the
5th,
Yes. It's an WLMB is such a great blessing. And I say it all the time while I'm on the Share-a-thon. If you believe in the ministry, if you believe in the kingdom work, WLMB is the amazing ground to sow into. I enjoy every opportunity I have to share. All of our co-hosts are amazing. The staff around here is absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love to hear from our viewers and our family. I don't really even know how I got a part of this, but I am so very
We
glad.
remember.
We remember.
know. The game show.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
Scott brought you in for that first
Absolutely.
show, and you won it.
I refuse to let go. I'm gonna hold tight. Y'all gotta shake me away. I'm WLMB to the die. Okay.
So if somebody missed it, you were in an episode of ours for
Great
the
unboxing.
Great Unboxing
Yes,
Game
absolutely.
Show.
Absolutely. It was a great time. I love it here. I love it.
He
Absolutely.
was so excited and pumped. We knew we just had to have him
Yeah.
on Share-a-thon.
Yep.
And I'm not letting go. I'm on
Yeah.
every share-a-thon until I can't do it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one last question before he goes.
Oh,
We kind of had
yes.
that talk about the food.
The food, yeah. The side dishes at Thanksgiving. Now, do you have a favorite?
I'm a big mac and cheese guy.
Okay.
I'm a big mac and cheese guy, and I got a new mac and cheese recipe.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm trying a new mac and cheese recipe.
You have to bring that in at Share-a-thon.
Absolutely, and they told me that mac and cheese is always better when you grate your own cheese.
Oh.
So I brought my first grater the other day, and I
Okay.
plan on grating my own cheese for my mac and cheese on Thursday. And sweet potato pie, gotta have the pie and whatnot. But
There it
Love
is.
it. Yeah, sweet potato, yes.
See, I was telling Virginia just a little bit ago, I said sweet potato's mine. That's
what? You
Because we
gotta
were
have-
having the
you gotta
mashed
have sweet
potato,
potatoes.
sweet potato war.
No, sweet
So-
potato all day. Sweet potato all
I
day.
knew it.
I know.
Aaron, I'm with you.
All right.
Share-a-thon, December 5th, I'm bringing in sweet
Okay,
potato pie.
if I don't have the gravy for my mashed potatoes, then I'm a sweet potato gal. But
Aw,
otherwise, give me mashed
Sweet
potatoes,
potato all day,
gravy,
every day.
I
and
like
stuffing.
it. I knew I liked you.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
enough of that.
enough of that. Well, thank you so much, Pastor Perry.
Absolutely. Thank you
Always
for
a pleasure.
having me.
Always a joy.
Absolutely. I enjoy you all so much. Thanks so much. I'll see you all in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Next week.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2
Let's
weeks
go.
from today.
I'm here. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right, well, we are excited. We're actually going to have some changes coming up
Yeah.
for Toledo Live because coming in December after Share-a-thon, we're going to have a new time of we'll still be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we're going to be on at 12:30 and 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, Love Comes Softly, that series continues here on WLMB. So we've got a sneak peek at the 2 episodes coming up this Saturday at 1 p.m.
I missed you so much. It's good to be home, Mama.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mrs. Lahey.
You shouldn't have to settle for small dreams.
Great programming on WLMB,
Absolutely.
so we hope you'll tune in this Saturday.
Yeah, I know my girls love it, so.
Well, wonderful. All right, well, we have some news as to what's happening with Phase 2 here at WLMB.
Yeah, so just to give everyone kind of a quick update about what we have happening. So we've established a matching fund for our Phase 2. That's what our Christmas Share-a-thon campaign is all about. We have the transmitter, obviously, that we're raising money for that we've been talking about. And just to give people a quick update, I know we have some very early returns right now coming in with our matching fund. I think we're right around $8,000 right now on the matching fund. So we'd like to see that number grow as we go over the next 2 weeks. So if anybody wants to contribute to that, that would be fantastic. And yeah. So,
All right, well, then we have some big news as to our coverage.
yeah, we really do. And so there's an exciting map I want to show you guys. So we've been saying all along that WLMB is going to be doubling our viewing impact, and that's absolutely what you're going to see here. So on this map, we have orange and we have green in the middle there. That's kind of like what I would call the grade A signal coverage area, and that is really important to us. That's really where we're going to see most of our doubling of our impact, because with Channel 5, we're just not able to pull in quite what we're seeing here. So Channel 35 is a better signal for us. That's why we need to get to it. But also you see all the blue and the pink and the red that surrounds the whole area. And on Channel 5, which is where we are currently, WLMB has been reaching 18 counties, 2.3 million people, and that is going to still be true. We're going to hit basically all the same places we did before with Channel 5, but with 35, you get a better signal. And now you're kind of seeing more on the red, that area out there. And we're going to be picking up 179,000 additional viewers.
Amazing.
So we're hitting almost 2.5 million people, or a little over 1 million homes in the area. And it's pretty profound to be able to grow the station's impact, to let this programming with the gospel get out into people's homes. We want people to see Channel 35 as a beautiful picture that's easier to receive, and we just want to make it easy for people to watch WLMB, to get fed the gospel, and yeah, that's
Well, you
really
know,
what it's
somebody
about.
that is super excited about that is a lady, Vicky from Toledo. We're excited. We
Yeah.
just received this
Just today.
Just today.
Yeah.
So she says, I'd like to challenge every Christian viewing WLMB to consider the challenge and the danger that God has placed before us. I don't want to see WLMB's ministry terminated one day. I do want to see it thrive and reach more than 1 million viewers. Let's do this,
Yeah,
she says.
I
How
love that energy.
exciting. And so that's Vicki of Toledo. Thank you so much for sending in your encouraging word to us. And that's what this is all about.
It really is, and we want people to go to our website to start getting that matching fund going, so that 2 weeks from now, when we come up with the Christmas Share-a-thon full of lots of great Christmas movies, they're going to be able to donate and see their money get matched. So we want to build that matching fund up now. So if you're thinking about it, you're considering like, oh, what can I give? Start thinking about it even now. Giving Tuesday coming up.
Hey, the QR
a week
code's
from
up
now.
right now.
Yeah.
You can give right now.
Yeah,
Like,
you can give. See all the thank you
You
gives.
don't have to just think about it, but
Yeah.
we do want you to think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Go to our website. That QR code's right there, and all that information will guide you through. And we just want people to partner with us. We want to get this gospel out as soon as possible. And once we hit that $480,000 Share-a-thon goal, we're ordering the transmitter, and then
That's
we're
what's
done
that's-
with the Switch project. Is funding? We're done funding it, and
That's
then
right. That's what's
it's up to
holding
the
us
tower
back, right?
crews.
Is
Yeah.
just the funding.
The
Once we
funding
get
is the only
money,
obstacle at this point.
we can get the antenna. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Aaron, I guess we have a devotional verse for today.
We do. So I want to bring that to your attention. And we have Philippians 4:4-7. It says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your request be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." And what I love about that, as we think about all the things going on in the world today and what's happening, when we look at the Lord is at hand right there in verse 5, that's really what gives us that foundation for do not be anxious about anything.
right.
And then follows that up with, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. That's really where it's at. A grateful heart is where all that starts. You have that foundation. Lord is at hand. We have a grateful heart. We're thankful for the things He does give us in all circumstances. And then we have that thanksgiving and that praise, and we can rejoice and praise the Lord. And that's what Thanksgiving really is about, knowing that God is at hand and we're celebrating Him. He's the one we should celebrate this year.
Well, that's
Yeah.
beautiful and so appropriate for Thanksgiving. And I want to take a quick moment to mention some prayer requests.
Yeah.
That you folks out there can join us in prayer. All throughout the week. And so we want to. Sharon of Toledo says, "I am in severe pain and I have too much weight loss. I'm in a wheelchair. Please pray for healing."
And I'm in the moving process. Please pray for strength and wisdom as we select a church from John in Toledo.
And please pray for my grandparents' salvation. Also, please pray for my health and strength. Jesse of Highland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today on Toledo Live. We'll see you next time. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And continue to pray for those.
Thank you for tuning in to today's program. Please submit your comments, feedback, and prayer requests at our website, ToledoLive.tv. There, you can also watch previous episodes and find valuable links. Also, be sure to share this program with your family and friends. WLMB would also like to give a special thank you to our generous viewers who continue to make this program possible.